All right, thank you everyone for being here today. My name is Jonathan Sines. I'm president of Texas Values, the largest organization in Texas that works on the issues of faith, family, and freedom. And we're here along with concerned residents in the Austin area, members of our team as well. And the main reason we're here is because we have new information about the radical Alberta Health Services-based Austin sex ed curriculum. The first information that we have, you'll hear talking about, is an email from Alberta Health Services, the entity that Austin ISD says is the source of their new materials, making it very clear that Austin ISD has been using their curriculum and resources without permission. The second information you're going to hear talked about, new information, is we now have a letter from State Senator Donna Campbell with her own Public Information Act request related to this issue, and we have details that will be discussed about that as well. It's very clear with the Alberta Health Services based Austin ISD sex ed curriculum has failed on content because it's too radical for parents, and now it's failed on process because the source and the curriculum and documents that were used to create it were used without authorization, and they are unauthorized. This Austin ISD sex ed curriculum effort is incriminating, it's illegitimate, and it's invalid. And we're going to hear from some speakers today. First, you're going to hear from Mary Elizabeth Castle, who is policy advisor for Texas Values with a background in law and public policy. Mary Elizabeth has experience with educational policy and with open records request. Mary Elizabeth.
Hello, my name is Mary Elizabeth Castle, and I'm the policy advisor for Texas Values. It has been revealed through open records request that Austin ISD cannot use Alberta Health Services sex ed curriculum. Not only is it against hundreds of parents' concerns, not only is it problematic with state laws, but the Alberta Health Services curriculum is being used in Austin ISD without authorized permission. In an open records request response that Texas Values received, we found out that Alberta Health Services was more shocked than parents were that Austin ISD was using their curriculum. In this letter dated January 8th, you see, which is of course January 8th is months after the board voted on the curriculum in October, you will see that Jocelyn Graham from Alberta Health Services said that AHS has never entered into the copyright permission agreement with AISD, and they are surprised to receive a copy of materials including significant portions of the AHS materials. It is disappointing to Alberta Health Services that AISD decided to use the materials without permission. It is clear that Alberta Health Services does not want Austin ISD using their materials without permission, though it has been kind of perceived that Austin ISD just got these materials off the internet and that was okay. That was not okay. That is why Senator Donna Campbell, a state elected official, is getting involved in this issue. And in her open records request, she is asking for all communications between Austin ISD and Alberta Health Services beginning from September 1st, 2019 until February 10th, 2020. And all documents regarding the board members' discussion of this human sexuality curriculum. If this were a student in the Austin School District taking work that's not theirs, that is copyrighted and needs permission, and this student turned this in on their homework, they would be expelled. Just so this curriculum could pass, just like a student wanting to cheat to pass a class, Austin ISD used this curriculum without permission in order for it to pass at the school district meeting. It is time for Austin ISD to expel this radical curriculum.
Thank you, Mary Elizabeth. Next, our next speaker is going to be Jennifer Kratke. Jennifer is a parent of children in Austin ISD who has read the entire curriculum and testified at the Austin School Board meeting in October 2019. Jennifer Kratke.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Jennifer Kratke. I have two children currently enrolled in Austin ISD. For the past 18 months, I have been engaged in the process with the district adopting this new curriculum in every way possible afforded to me. I and other parents have submitted survey responses, attended district feedback sessions, given testimony at committee meetings, given testimony at school board meetings. We have reviewed in depth the middle school curriculum when it was finally made available to parents for only 1 week in September. Regarding the sexual orientation and gender identity lesson for 6th graders, 40% of respondents said they would opt out of this lesson. This statistic, among others, has been hidden from the public and has been lied about during board meetings. Parents have only asked for existing Texas law to be followed. For these lessons for our young children and preteens to focus on science and biology, instead of pushing a certain social agenda which is creating division in our community. We have asked for a system of opting in to these lessons instead of requiring an opt-out, which is unknown or confusing to many parents. And for months, we have begged the district to provide the sex education materials on their website in Spanish to accommodate the approximately 30% of our families which speak primarily Spanish in the home. All of these requests have been ignored. Good teachers are leaving the district. Some families have already pulled their children out to homeschool. The wait lists for charter schools are longer than ever due to this topic. Therefore, we have no choice but to take a stand for our children and for all children. Gender confusion is not science, and graphic images and topics that normalize early entry into sexual activity is unhealthy for all children. Stand Up for Children ATX invites all Austin ISD families to participate in an official sit-out on Tuesday, May 19th. The district has made us feel powerless, but we can all stay home in solidarity on this day. Show the leadership that we care very deeply about this issue. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, stay home on May 19th. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. Our next speaker is Hanoi Avila. Hanoi is the president of Council of Christian Independent Churches, a Hispanic group that has been opposed to radical sex education in Austin, and Hanoi will be delivering his comments in English and in Spanish. Hanoi.
All right, so my name is Hanoi Avila, and I'm going to be talking on behalf of Consejo de Iglesias Cristianas Independiente. I'm a first-generation immigrant to the United States. I'm a pastor and the president again and founder of Consejo de Iglesias Cristianas Independiente, the Council of Independent Christian Churches, representing approximately 30 evangelical, non-denominational Latino congregations in the state of Texas. We, as a group, oppose to this sex ed curriculum. We have made a unanimous decision to oppose the radical sex ed education approved by AISD for the following 2 reasons. The same is counter to the biblical and family values of the families we serve and represent in this community. We are also denouncing the AISD unjust and discriminatory practices against minority by taking advantage of their language and barrier in culture, not providing choices in this education decision, which is in violation of the district's own core values. 55.5% of the student body of this institution are Latino. According to our investigation, parents of the Latino community were not surveyed or educated of its content prior to the approved curriculum. The curriculum that will be taught has not yet been translated, and the district is not equipped to teach this curriculum in cultural context. Ahora quiero alcanzar a la comunidad latina de Austin. Una vez más, mi nombre es Hanoi Ávila y soy el presidente del Consejo de Iglesias Cristianas Independientes. Existe una gran preocupación de nuestra parte por la aprobación de este currículum de contenido sexual en la cual no estamos de acuerdo. El problema de esto es que todo el contenido de este currículum va completamente en contra de los valores bíblicos de aquellas familias que nosotros representamos. Y lo otro es que creemos definitivamente que en el proceso de aprobación de este currículum ha sido un acto de discriminación, dado a que el 55% de los niños que tenemos en el distrito son latinos. Los padres no han sido educados en el contexto de este currículum, el currículum no ha sido traducido en español y el currículum va a ser enseñado por personas que no están educadas para poder enseñar este currículum en el contexto latino. Gracias.
Thank you, Hanoi. Gracias, señor. As we stand here in front of Peace Elementary here in Austin ISD, it's another reminder of how important it is to have good policy and decisions for all people in the Austin ISD area and for the Austin ISD public schools. But it's become clear, this issue's been going on now for 2 years almost. First, the Austin ISD's effort on sex ed curriculum was met with concerns about openness and transparency, and it was revealed that parents were not adequately informed. And then Austin ISD tried to use an abortion provider, Planned Parenthood, to help write and be the source of their curriculum. That was met with opposition, and then it was also revealed that using that was in violation of state law. So last year, it's important to understand the timing of this. Austin ISD was using or looking at Alberta Health Services curriculum online. When Austin ISD voted to approve in October their new sex ed curriculum, at that time they did not have authority from Alberta Health Services, the source of the Austin ISD sex ed curriculum, to use it. Since the school district was using materials that they were not authorized to do, the vote that Austin ISD took on those unauthorized materials is also unauthorized. Since the school district considered and took a vote based on materials that they could not validly use, the vote by Austin ISD on their Alberta Health Services-based sex ed is also invalid. In conclusion, the Alberta Health Services-based Austin ISD sex ed curriculum is incriminating, it's illegitimate, and it's invalid. And the Alberta Health Services-based Austin ISD sex ed curriculum needs to be expelled. The Austin ISD has an opportunity still to make this right. And the way to do that is scrap the current Austin ISD sex ed curriculum and start over. As a matter of fact, it's our belief they're legally required to, because the vote that they took on the current sex ed curriculum was in use of material that they were not authorized to do. So it's our belief that they are required to start over and to have a new board meeting and to take up for a vote, or to scrap and expel the sex ed curriculum entirely. Thank you.